Hello, everyone. Today we're going to talk about another 10 common idioms, phrases, and sentences that native English speakers use every single day. These are the kinds of expressions you'll hear in movies, in conversations with friends, at work, and pretty much everywhere you go in America. I'm so excited to share these with you because once you start using them, your English is going to sound so much more natural and fluent. Here's how you can get the most out of this video. First, listen while reading the subtitles. This will help you catch every word and follow along more easily. Then, play the video again and try to repeat the sentences out loud, but this time without reading the subtitles. This will really help you improve your pronunciation, listening, and speaking skills. Don't forget to pause and write down any new idioms or phrases you like. That way, you can remember and review them later. This is a great way to boost your listening, reading, and speaking, all at the same time. This lesson is a fun and simple way to improve your English step by step. Before we start, I have a small favor to ask. If you find this video helpful, and if you're enjoying these real-life English lessons, please hit that like button. It really helps our channel grow and motivates us to create more content like this, and helps other English learners find our content too. Also, drop a comment. I read every single comment and love hearing from you. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. We create new English learning videos every day, and you won't want to miss them. All right, let's dive in. Number 1, put your number in my phone. This is such a common phrase, especially among younger people and when you're making new friends. When someone says, put your number in my phone, they're asking you to enter your phone number into their phone's contact list. It's a really casual, friendly way to ask for someone's phone number. This phrase is super popular because it's more natural than saying, "Can you give me your phone number?" It sounds more relaxed and modern. You'll hear this all the time when people meet at parties, at work, in classes, or anywhere people are making new connections. Let me tell you about my friend Sarah. She went to a coffee shop last week and started chatting with the person sitting next to her. They had such a great conversation about books that when it was time to leave, the other person said, "Hey, put your number in my phone. I'd love to recommend some books to you." Sarah thought it was such a natural, friendly way to stay in touch. For example, you might hear something like, "We should hang out sometime. Put your number in my phone." Here's another one. "I had such a great time talking with you today. Put your number in my phone so we can chat more." People often say, "Instead of writing it down, just put your number in my phone directly." Have you ever heard someone say this to you? It's such a practical phrase because everyone has their phone with them these days. Let me know in the comments if you've used this phrase before or if someone has said it to you. Number 2, over my dead body. Now this one sounds really dramatic, doesn't it? But don't worry, nobody is actually talking about dying. When someone says, "over my dead body," they mean they will absolutely not allow something to happen. They're saying no in the strongest possible way. It's like saying, absolutely not or never, but with much more emotion and power. This expression has been around for a really long time in English. It comes from the idea that the only way someone could do something you don't want is if you were literally dead and couldn't stop them anymore. Of course, we don't mean it literally. It's just a very strong way to say you're completely against something. I remember when my teenage cousin wanted to get a tattoo and his mom found out. She looked at him and said, "You're getting a tattoo over my dead body." She wasn't being mean. She was just expressing how strongly she felt about it. Parents use this phrase a lot when their kids want to do something they think is a bad idea. For example, you might hear something like, "You're dropping out of school over my dead body." Let's take this one. "My daughter is dating that boy over my dead body." Here's another one. "They're tearing down this beautiful old building over my dead body." This phrase is usually used when someone feels very passionate about protecting something or someone they care about. Do you think you could use this expression when you really disagree with something? What would you say, "over my dead body," about? Number 3. It is what it is. This is probably one of the most common phrases you'll hear Americans say. "It is what it is" means you're accepting a situation that you can't change. It's like saying, "That's just how things are," or "We have to accept this reality." People use this when they're trying to be practical about a problem or disappointment. This phrase became really popular because life is full of situations we can't control. Sometimes things don't go the way we planned, and instead of getting upset or stressed, we just have to accept it and move forward. It's a very American way of thinking, actually. We tend to be practical and try not to waste energy on things we can't change. My neighbor told me a story last month that's perfect for this. He was planning a big outdoor wedding for his daughter, and on the morning of the wedding, it started raining heavily. Everyone was stressed and upset, but then the father of the bride looked at everyone and said, "Well, it is what it is. Let's move the party inside and make the best of it." And you know what? The wedding was beautiful anyway. For example, you might hear something like, "I didn't get the job I wanted, but it is what it is." "I'll keep looking." People often say, "The traffic is terrible today, but it is what it is. We'll just have to leave earlier next time." Imagine this. "The restaurant is out of my favorite dish, but it is what it is. I'll try something new." This phrase helps you sound very mature and practical when you're dealing with disappointment. Have you ever had a situation where you just had to accept things as they were? I'd love to hear your stories in the comments. Number 4, can I get a coffee? This might seem like a simple sentence, but it's actually a very specific way that Americans order things, especially food and drinks. When you say, "Can I get a coffee?" you're politely asking to buy or order a coffee. It's more casual than saying, "May I have a coffee?" and much more natural than "I would like to purchase a coffee." The reason we say, "Can I get?" instead of just "I want," is because it sounds more polite and friendly. Americans use this phrase constantly when ordering at restaurants, coffee shops, stores, or anywhere they're buying something. It's one of those phrases that makes you sound like a native speaker right away. Just yesterday, I was in line at Starbucks behind a woman who was clearly learning English. She said very formally, "I would like to purchase one coffee, please." The barista understood her perfectly, but it sounded a bit unusual. Then the next person in line said, "Can I get a large coffee with cream?" And it sounded so much more natural and relaxed. For example, you might hear something like, "Can I get a burger and fries?" Here's another one, "Can I get 2 tickets for the movie tonight?" Let's take this one, "Can I get a dozen eggs and some milk?" You can use this phrase anywhere you're buying something or asking for something to be given to you. The great thing is that it works in fancy restaurants and casual places equally well. Do you think this sounds more natural than other ways of ordering? Try using it next time you buy something and let me know how it goes. Number 5, for your own good. When someone says something is for your own good, they mean it will benefit you or help you in some way, even if you don't like it or want it right now. Parents, teachers, doctors, and friends often use this phrase when they're trying to help someone make a good decision or avoid a problem. This phrase can sometimes sound a little controlling, so you have to be careful how you use it. Usually, it's said by someone who cares about you and is trying to protect you from making a mistake. But sometimes people don't like hearing it because it can sound like the other person thinks they know better than you do. My friend Jessica told me about her experience with this phrase. She was working at a job that was making her really stressed and unhappy, but the pay was good. Her best friend kept telling her, "You need to quit that job for your own good. The money isn't worth your mental health." At first, Jessica was annoyed because she thought her friend didn't understand her financial situation. But after a few months, she realized her friend was right, and she found a better job that paid almost as much but made her much happier. For example, you might hear something like, "I'm taking away your video games for your own good. You need to focus on your studies." People often say, "I know you don't want to go to the doctor, but you should get that cough checked out for your own good." Here's another one. "Stop staying up so late for your own good. You're always tired." This phrase is tricky because it can sound caring or it can sound annoying, depending on how it's said and who says it. Have you ever had someone tell you something was for your own good? Did you agree with them or did it make you frustrated? Number 6. What are you up to? This is such a friendly, casual question that Americans ask all the time. When someone says, "What are you up to?" they're asking what you're doing right now or what you're planning to do. It's a much more relaxed way of asking than "What are you doing?" And it's perfect for starting conversations with friends, family, or even people you don't know very well. This phrase is great because it's not too formal and not too casual. You can use it with your best friend or with someone you just met. It shows that you're interested in the other person, but in a laid-back, friendly way. Americans love this phrase because it's an easy way to start a conversation without being too nosy or personal. I use this phrase probably 10 times a day. Just this morning, I called my sister and the first thing I said was, "Hey, what are you up to today?" She told me she was planning to clean her house and maybe go grocery shopping. Then when I ran into my neighbor while getting the mail, he asked me, "What are you up to this weekend?" It's such a natural way to show interest in someone's life. For example, you might hear something like, "I haven't seen you in a while. What are you up to these days?" Let's take this one. "What are you up to tonight? Want to grab dinner?" People often say, "What are you up to this summer? Any fun plans?" The beautiful thing about this question is that it gives the other person a chance to share as much or as little as they want. They might say not much if they're having a quiet day, or they might tell you all about their exciting plans. What are you up to today? I'd love to know in the comments. Number 7, time will tell. This is a really wise phrase that means we'll find out the answer or result as time goes by. When someone says time will tell, they're saying that we can't know something right now, but eventually, as days, weeks, or months pass, the truth will become clear. It's a patient way of dealing with uncertainty. Americans use this phrase when they're talking about situations where they can't predict the outcome. Maybe someone is starting a new business, and you don't know if it will be successful. Maybe two people just started dating, and you're wondering if they'll get married. Maybe someone is trying a new medicine, and you don't know if it will work. In all these cases, time will tell. My uncle started his own restaurant 2 years ago, and everyone in the family had different opinions about whether it would succeed. Some people thought it was a great idea, others worried he would lose money. My grandmother, who is very wise, just smiled and said, "Time will tell." She was right to be patient. For the first year, the restaurant struggled and almost closed. But in the second year, it became very popular, and now it's doing great. Time really did tell the whole story. For example, you might hear something like, I don't know if this new job will be better than my old one, but time will tell. Here's another one. The doctor said the treatment might work, but time will tell. Imagine this. They seem like a nice couple, but time will tell if they're right for each other. This phrase is perfect when you want to sound mature and patient about uncertain situations. It shows that you understand that some things can't be rushed or predicted. Have you ever been in a situation where you just had to wait and see what would happen? Which situations in your life do you think time will tell about? Number 8. We're trapped. When someone says we're trapped, they mean they can't leave or escape from a situation or place. Sometimes it's literal, like being stuck in an elevator or a room with a broken door. But often it's used more dramatically or even playfully when you're in a situation that's just inconvenient or boring, not actually dangerous. This phrase is interesting because native speakers use it in both serious and non-serious situations. If you're literally stuck somewhere and can't get out, you might say, "We're trapped," and mean it seriously. But Americans also use it in a fun, exaggerated way when they're in situations they don't really want to be in, like a long, boring meeting or a party that's not very fun. Last month, I went to a work conference with my colleague. The first presentation was supposed to be 1 hour, but the speaker just kept talking and talking. After 2 hours, my colleague leaned over and whispered, "We're trapped. This guy is never going to stop talking." She wasn't being serious. She was just being funny about how long and boring the presentation was. We couldn't really leave because it would be rude, so we felt trapped by politeness. For example, you might hear something like, "The elevator stopped working and we're trapped between floors." People often say, "We're trapped at this dinner party. The host won't let anyone leave early." Let's take this one. We're trapped in traffic. This construction is going to make us late. The fun thing about this phrase is that it can make boring or frustrating situations seem more dramatic and interesting. Instead of just saying we can't leave, saying we're trapped adds some humor and makes the situation feel like an adventure. Can you think of a time when you felt trapped somewhere? Was it serious or just inconvenient? Number 9. Show 'em who's boss. This is such a powerful and confident phrase. When someone says, "Show 'em who's boss," they mean you should demonstrate your authority, skill, or control over a situation. The word "em" is a casual way of saying them. This phrase is all about taking charge and proving that you're capable and in control. Americans love this phrase because it's about confidence and not letting other people push you around. You might use it when you're encouraging someone to stand up for themselves, to do their best at something challenging, or to take control of a difficult situation. It's like saying, "Prove how good you are," or "Don't let them think they can control you." My friend Maria was nervous about her first day as a manager at a new company. Some of the employees had been there for years, and she was worried they wouldn't respect her authority because she was young and new. Her husband gave her a pep talk before she left for work and said, "Just go in there and show 'em who's boss. You earned this position because you're smart and capable." Maria told me later that hearing those words gave her the confidence she needed. She had a great first day and earned her team's respect. For example, you might hear something like, "You've been practicing piano for months. Now get up on that stage and show 'em who's boss." Here's another one. "That bully has been bothering you too long. It's time to show 'em who's boss." People often say, "You know more about this project than anyone. Go into that meeting and show 'em who's boss." This phrase is great for encouraging yourself or others to be confident and assertive. It's not about being mean or rude. It's about showing your best qualities and not letting people underestimate you. When was the last time you had to show someone who's boss? I'd love to hear your confidence stories in the comments. Number 10. It's a steal. This phrase is all about getting something for a really good price. When Americans say, it's a steal, they mean something costs much less than it should or much less than you expected. It's like getting a fantastic deal or bargain. The word steal here doesn't mean taking something illegally. It means the price is so good it's almost like getting it for free. We use this phrase all the time when we're shopping, especially when we find something we love at a surprisingly low price. It's a fun way to express excitement about saving money. You'll hear this at garage sales, outlet stores, clearance sales, and anytime someone finds a great deal. My mom is the queen of finding steals. Last weekend, she went to a yard sale and found a beautiful antique lamp that she'd been wanting for her living room. The person was selling it for only $5, but my mom knew it was worth at least $50. She came home so excited and told everyone, "This lamp was such a steal. I can't believe they only wanted $5 for it." She was so proud of her bargain hunting skills. For example, you might hear something like, "This designer dress was marked down to $20. It's a steal. Let's take this one. I got this car for half the original price." It's a steal, people often say. These concert tickets are normally $100 each, but I got them for $30. It's a steal. This phrase makes shopping and saving money sound exciting and fun. It's like you've won a little victory every time you find a great deal. Americans love talking about the steals they've found because it makes them feel smart and lucky. What's the best steal you've ever found? Have you gotten something for an amazing price that made you feel really happy? Wow, we've covered so much ground today. These 10 phrases are going to make your English sound so much more natural and fluent. From asking someone to put their number in your phone to finding an amazing steal while shopping, these are the kinds of expressions that native speakers use every single day without even thinking about it. Remember, the key to mastering these phrases is to practice using them in real situations. Start with the ones that feel most natural to you and gradually work in the others. Don't worry about being perfect right away. Even native speakers sometimes use these phrases differently depending on where they're from or who they're talking to. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson as much as I enjoyed teaching it. Learning English through real-life phrases and idioms like these is one of the best ways to sound more confident and natural when you're speaking. These aren't just words you'll see in textbooks. These are the expressions that will help you connect with native speakers and feel more comfortable in everyday conversations. If this video helped you understand these phrases better, please hit that like button. It really does help other English learners find our content, and it motivates me to keep creating these lessons for you. And don't forget to drop a comment. I want to know which of these 10 phrases was your favorite today, or tell me about a time you heard someone use one of these expressions. I read every single comment, and I love hearing about your English learning journey. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, because we create new English learning videos every single day. Tomorrow, we'll be back with 10 more common idioms, phrases, and sentences that will continue building your natural English skills. You won't want to miss it. Take care and keep practicing your English. You're doing great, and every phrase you learn brings you one step closer to speaking like a native. Remember, learning English is a journey, not a race. Be patient with yourself, practice these phrases when you can, and most importantly, have fun with it. I'll see you tomorrow for more real-life English lessons. Keep up the amazing work.